Instrumental, smooth jazz. Oh, my love, yes, jazz.
In Cape Town, just like here in the UK. And hi to David Morgan and to Jimmy. Friends were around this weekend, which is great. And thank you, Amanda, for that. And Lisa and Carl Baker. Listen to the show every day in Edmonton, North London. Thank you for being there. Commercial free from the UK, London's best smooth jazz. podcasters. Hi to YouTubers, Twitch listeners and viewers, to Solar Radio on DAB, and to our live stream listeners. That's Ray Fuller, and you know the rest. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz. Angie's just putting it all together there. She'll be with us dead soon. Nearly didn't make it into the studio today. It's busy out there. Who's on the line?
Hey man, I just want to say I'm loving your music. Love from New York. You're doing some awesome things, Rod. We love you, man.
Thank you, sir.
Smooth Jazz with Rod Lucas.
a little melody on a light touch with that undercurrent of R&B and soul, rhythm and blues, soft grooves, instrumental, all instrumental here on Best Smooth Jazz. Soft and sweet, just like Ange.
Ah, I am soft and sweet, and it's so lovely to be here today. Thank you so much.
Well, you have, of course, been very naughty, failing to carry out the garbage cans, the dustbins.
No, I've done very well. I haven't broken the gate yet, but time is young.
You like to kick that back gate in, don't you?
Well, I have to, because it swells up. If it's been raining, it completely swells up.
So the flowers we've got on the TV show today are?
They are basically just weeds, because you've got some rosehip in there, which is from roses that have died off, and I haven't cut them off and deadheaded them. Some also yellow weeds, and a little bit of a hydrangea and a lavender.
Well, we like a mixture, don't we?
Well, it's quite pretty.
It is. Looks good. You check the TV show out. A little later, you'll see it on YouTube as well as on Twitch here. So you have been listening to Michael Fair and Brandon Barnes. Nice tune. That was Red Pump Strut. Which is good. Meantime, back on Best Smooth Jazz, here's Brian Hughes. Shocks. That's to Linda. All the very best to you, Sybil. I hope you're well today, because you haven't been feeling too good, have you? You've been feeling a little bit iffy. People do this time of year. Wishing you all the very best. And to answer your question, my son Rod Lucas Jr.'s photo website, which is just stuck up a little while back, is rod.photo. That's rod.photo. You can see Sir Winston Churchill's house on there. Few air shows, some abandoned London railway stations, and more to come. That's rod.photo for Rod Lucas Jr.'s site. What's going on, Ange?
What's going on? I want to say a great big hi and hello to Dr. Robert Lamport. That's Dr. Robert Lamport at the Watson Clinic Surgery Centre. His friends, nurses and techs with Kayla Damon have bought him a BSJ baseball cap.
Yes.
So I'm hoping you're wearing it, Dr. Robert, and I hope you really love it. Continue to play out our shows. Also, Blanca, she's in the Czech Republic. Hi to you, Blanca. Lee in Bilston, which is in the West Midlands, but soon to go off on holiday to Paphos in Cyprus. Wally Week, isn't that a great name? Wally Week is in Baloton Lake in Hungary, in fact. Shy, thank you for the wine. We'll do it very, very soon, but not today.
Because they don't want us in Spain anymore. That's why everyone's going to Greece now.
Yeah, Greece and Hungary. Nice places to go.
Can you believe that? They're protesting because so many Brits were going out. Then they started protesting against the Brits who went to Spain for their summer holidays and stuff and all year round. Then they didn't go anymore and they said, well, no one's coming to us anymore. What's the matter, Spain? What did we do wrong? Playing this for Margie on Best Smooth Jazz. Feel Good, the Rippingtons. And that sax. Thank you, Rippingtons. That is Ocean Song. I want to say hello to Millie. Hello, Millie. Happy 30th today. Won't say a single thing. You're on London's BSJ, Best Smooth Jazz. Who's on the line?
Hey, Rod and Angie. It's Anthony here in the beautiful Bahamas. I'm celebrating my 51st birthday with my favorite people, you guys. Of course, I'm locked in, tuned in, listening with a bottle of bread and butter Chardonnay, celebrating my birthday in the best way with the best people right here on Best Smooth Jazz.
Thank you, Anthony. There he was. Still is. Just about. In the Bahamas. I can only dream, mate. I can only dream.
I know, blue water, lovely pool, sea, palm trees.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeff Golub. We love Jeff Golub. And Avenue Blue. That is The Conversation on BSJ. Just switched on. Great that you could join us either on our audio stream and or on the TV show live or recorded on YouTube. Well, I'm looking at you in anticipation.
I know, I'm going to pour it in a minute. Are you excited?
I am. This is a special one, more on that later.
Indeed, yes.
Best smooth jazz, just chilling as they say.
Hi everyone, I'm Letizia from Bergamo, Italy. I'm listening to your marvelous music. I hope to heard your music also during my holidays sailing on the sea. Bye, kiss.
Hardcastle featuring the great Rock Hendricks and Latitude. Paul Hardcastle and Rock together. This is very nice, this wine, and what is it?
This is 19 Crimes, and it's a deep red, dark red. It's inspired by the criminals deported to Australia, dating right back to 1788. And these wines that they've developed honour the history that they wrote and the culture they built. And this is very much thanks to Dr. Albin and his lovely family. Thank you, Dr. Albin, for our 19 Crimes wine today.
That is rather nice. It's fruity, it's very cherry-y.
Yes, and I think there's a little chocolatey going on there as well, a bit chocolatey. I like that.
I haven't tasted that bit yet.
Have another sip, Rod, and then you can...
We're doing about mid-60s anyhow. About 65. Antonio Carlos Brazil. Great tune. They did two versions, the song and the instrumental. Kylie. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can leave me a voice message. Go to the website or go to bsjvoicemail.com. It's dead simple. You hit the button, leave your message. If you don't like it, leave another one. I always try and clean up the sound and stuff. But that's it. Thank you, Kylie. Good luck to you. I think we're going to Kurdistan soon. Brazil. The Brazil. Antonio Carlos Jobim. Because when it comes to jazz, smooth jazz with a melody, we'll play it all right here. Hello!
Hi guys, we are listening always to your station. It's so nice. All our family, always from the computer, listening to your music, lovely. And we are listening from Kurdistan, all our family. Love your music.
I like your new music too. I love your music too.
Well done. Have a good day.
Thank you, man. All the best to you and those lovely little ones. Smooth Jazz Groovers in Kurdistan, best smooth jazz. This is Rod Lucas, commercial free. Me and Ange only do this because we just have been doing it for nearly 15 years, just because we enjoy doing it. Ange just lost my company. She can't get enough of me.
I can't get enough of you, Rod. You carry on. Let's keep going. But have another little bit of wine. It helps, doesn't it?
Oh, it certainly does. Where's Peter White when you want him? BSJ and BSJ Peter White Catalonia on BSJ. Tell a friend. Check us out on the app and all that jazz or bsj.fm. Did you say BSJ and Peter White? Rod, you are on the one. if you were half a man, you'd play that special remix version of On the Border from Peter White, wouldn't you, and Al Stewart? The one with no vocals there, that's one. If you were half a man, you would do that. Be careful of the quiet ones, folks. Bright, Peter White. And before that, Catalonia from Peter White. Do you remember on this show a little while back I was talking about the UK school cruises like the SS Nevada? Hello, caller.
Hello, Rod. Just heard you talking about the SS Nevada. Well, I was a student in the 70s and I actually went on a tour of Norway and Denmark on the SS Nevada and had a great time. And then a few years later, before going to university, I had a year off and I actually got a job on the SS Nevada as a junior officer. I was paid £1 a day, but everything was included and had a great time for 3 months cruising the Mediterranean. Happy memories. The ship is now gone.
I don't know your name, but thank you for leaving the message. Happy memories. Oh yes, SS Navassa. Best smooth jazz. Attack. Oh, Rod, was it Lazy? Yeah, that is the one. That sounds just up my alley, that in my theme tune, ain't it, do you know what I mean? Best smooth jazz, London, England, hello.
In swinging England, we pamper people. So won't you unwind your weekend with us?
And for the latest news, here's Hot Ange.
Here I am, and I am hot, hot, hot. I would like to say hi to Dale in Cincinnati, Ohio. Thank you so much for continuing to support BSJ, Dale. You are a star. Hi to Miss Airways, who's in Michigan. Jay and the lovely Lucille are in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they're enjoying the show today. Dennis Allen, he's in beautiful Reno in Nevada. Hi, John and Judy in South Africa. And Craig W., thank you so much for your continued support of BSJ. You're always there for us. Bert and Rochelle, you're brilliant. Thank you so much. You're very kind. And Melvin Campbell in Arkansas.
Who wanted Steve Lowry next?
Well, that was Katrina, and she's in Pennsylvania.
Hello, Pennsylvania. Katrina, we're loving you. Thank you for making a donation here.
You'll find the fun radiates around the swing in England.
All right here. London. Steve Lowry for Katrina, Pennsylvania way. Is it partly cloudy clouds there? Have you got partly cloudy clouds? You've always got partly cloudy skies and clouds, haven't you? Astoria, who's on the line?
Thank you, Rod and team, for just an outstanding show. Listen, I listen to you now more often because I'm retired, man. I'm retired.
Wow.
50 years of working, and now I can sit back, listen to Rod to enjoy my retirement years, man. Your station makes my retirement day so much better. Hang in there, team. You're doing a great job. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Peace to you and a happy retirement. He'll do it for 2 weeks and I'll have enough. Rod Lucas, BSJ. Great Britain's third worst DJ, with Ange, of course.
Well, I'm not a DJ as you are, am I? I'm just your co-host and wine drinker.
You are somebody who takes part in the show.
Yeah, co-host.
She's so naughty. She's such a wind-up. Now, Rob, where you going now? Vermont? How'd you fancy that? Yes, about 1956. Oh, yes. Rings a bell. Yes, it's partly cloudy skies in London, England right now. They're partly cloudy, yes. Cal Chader, 1956. We've got Ange with one of our cats, Toadie.
We've got Toadie. Say hello.
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 What am I doing here? Who's that geezer?
The naughty man.
That's me, I'm the naughty man. And we're going to do some Pat Metheny. Spring Ain't Here. Doing this for Gerard and Callie, because I think this is the tune you're talking about that I played a couple of months back. Want to leave us an audio message here on the show? Go to bsjonair.com. If you do that, you can leave a message. It's free. I've got a lot of messages, trying to work through my way through them as much as possible. It's bsjvoicemail.com. Did I say voicemail or bsj on air just then?
You said voicemail, yes.
Did I?
Yeah.
Never trust a single word Angie says.
No, you can tell I'm lying because my lips move.
If you want to leave a voice message, it's bsjvoicemail.com for a donation to support Best Smooth Jazz, and we need support at the moment, I'll tell you. It's bsjonair.com, and that's Pat Matheny. Thank you for that. Spring Ain't Here from Pat Matheny. On Best Smooth Jazz, taking it easy. A commercial-free groove here. So support us, as all YouTubers say. Go to bsjonair.com.
Hi, this is Konstantin Plasztorny with Rod Lucas on Best Smooth Jazz.
Jackson Dale in Toronto, loving the soft sax. Thank you for that. To Trixie, still listening in Northern Ireland in Bangor. To Kevin Hills, also checking out the show in Windsor, Detroit. More Milt Jackson. Well, that's a good request, sir. I haven't played him for a little while. Thank you. How many people in our chat room who are checking us out right now vape? And if you vape, what do you vape? Quiet, please, Angela.
Vape, you say?
Vape.
Vape. Do you vape, Rod?
I'm not prepared to say it this time.
So why are you asking other people?
Because I'm interested, aren't I?
You're doing a questionnaire.
I want to hear how many people in our chat room who vape. And if they do vape, what do they vape?
Probably vapes.
Spanish Inquisition going on here.
Yeah, well, it's a strange random question, I would suggest.
It's just that somebody asked me. Busy Lizzie.
Oh, okay. She asked if you vape.
Yes, she did.
And what did you say?
I haven't answered the question. Like all governments, I haven't answered it. I'm trying to think of a slippery, tricky, slithery answer.
Well, here in the chat room, I'm downtown 0990 says I don't vape. So there you go. That's one.
Of course not. Tina, on your smart speaker, just say play Best Smooth Jazz on TuneIn or play BSJ on TuneIn. Either should work, or at least one of them will. Loving this wine that Angie's brought in today. That's Serenade from Norman Brown. Just remind everyone, you listeners and viewers, what we're tasting today.
We are tasting today 19 Crimes. They're different bottles of wine, all sort of inspired by the convicts years ago that left the UK to go to Australia. And this is a southeastern Australian wine. We're going to be trying all 19 of them in due course. And the corks, interestingly enough, have got like a prisoner number on and what they were convicted of. And apparently they inspired a lot of different building work, and the wine is inspired by them, which I think is lovely.
So you're saying this is an Australian wine?
It is, Southeast Australian.
Well, they may have sent over lots of criminals from the UK, which they did to Australia. It ain't done bad, has it, Australia?
Well, no, it's done very, very well, isn't it, considering? But yes, absolutely. And what a wonderful wine. You like it, and I love it.
You know, it's not sickly. This wine is not sickly. I'm going to hold it up to the camera in a minute. It's not sickly. It's not sweety. It's just down the middle. Now, you could have this with anything.
Absolutely anything. It's not dry, but it is very sort of high blend. It's lovely.
Would you say this is a medium wine?
No, I'd say it's full-bodied. Definitely full-bodied, with a good finish on a blackberry.
That's exactly how I like it, mate, I'll tell you. Best Smooth Jazz with Naughty Ange and super groovy, super trendy Rod Lucas. It's all here. This is Gabriel Mark Hasselback. Holland Park. Kate and Tim. Hello to Roddy Babes. That's going back a few years. Thank you for that. No, I think this show would have worked well on BBC Radio 2. And about 5 years ago, I said, can we hear some more of your best smooth jazz? We could be interested in doing that. So I sent them some stuff, but they could have listened on the internet. The BBC Radio 2 never got back. That's how it goes, mate. That is life. So I continue doing this just because I love it. And as I'm doing this show, it's not far away from 20 years we've been doing this show, is it?
Absolutely, and I'd rather have you here with me doing this and going anywhere else. Thank you very much.
That's right. Absolutely, Ange. You are dead right. That's Gabriel Mark Hasselback on Best Smooth Jazz. Just stop it there. Backing music, please. Oh. You know what backing music's for, don't you?
Yes, it's to back whatever you're talking about.
Yes, to keep it moving along. You know what I mean?
Keep it moving along.
To give the impression that making the bus go faster or the train goes faster, you need to re-logo with something that looks like it's moving.
You're burbling now. So, yes, exactly.
Carry on then.
Yes, well, what would you want me...
You're going to do some deadies or something,
I was going to, but I also want to say a couple of people say, no, we don't vape. We don't vape. Tree Daniels does not vape. And he said, but other people are saying, if you do, you do. It's people's choices. And Al doesn't either. I want to say hi to Jim. He's in Gloucester, in England, listening today. Hi to the Rev, and cheers. I raise my glass to you, Rev. Very chocolatey. Dr. Albin, again, thank you for the wine and thank you for your kind donation. Tommy, he's in Norway. And also, what was the other person I wanted to speak to? Oh, Melvin, I told you about him. He's actually in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I've said twice that he's in Arkansas because I just like to say Arkansas because really it should be Kansas, and it's not, it's Arkansas. Can you say Arkansas?
Arkansas, yeah, that's where Bill Clinton came from, Arkansas.
Yeah, but it sounds so good. It's Arkansas, it should be.
What?
Arkansas, the way it's spelt. Arkansas is spelt Arkansas.
Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, whenever I hear people talk about Arkansas, I immediately think of Bill Clinton, who seemed all right to me, but then again, I live in the UK and not America, so I have no idea or anything else that's going on there. Like other people from other countries have got no idea what's going on here. So whatever is going on, folks, anywhere is going on.
And he wasn't the peanut chappie, was he? That was the other one. What president was the peanut chappie?
Oh, that's Jimmy...
Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was, well, we remember.
He was from up in the northeast, in Washington.
Yeah, Washington, great place to be.
Tyne Weir. Nice part of the world. You're on Best Smooth Jazz. Hello. 60, Jimmy Carter, his forefathers came from, I believe it's a town called Washington in the Northeast, where I used to work at Metro Radio up there, and everyone knows that. That's his forefathers. I don't know about his direct descendants, but he often used to go to the Northeast here in England. You heard of England, didn't you, Rod? Yeah. Oh, England. Did they bring anything to the world? Well, just a little bit. You're on Best Smooth Jazz. Here's Mark James. in Bali. Stay tuned. Welcome to Best Smooth Jazz Radio and TV on twitch.tv when we do our live shows. And then you'll see the show again with any luck, fingers crossed, without any copyright strikes on YouTube. Just go to YouTube chat, Best Smooth Jazz in, and you'll find us if they want us to go through that particular week. You know what I mean? It's all bonkers. Best Smooth Jazz. Requested by Paula and Thomas, listening in Ghent in Belgium. That is Fabio and his version of the YMCA, which I think is particularly great. You're listening to Best Smooth Jazz, and to Sharon and Pete. I choose all of the tunes on this show. No bots included on this show. All handpicked, as they say. Thank you, Fabio.
Did you see me doing the actions for that particular track?
I did.
Yeah, I can remember them from way back.
Well, you remember it first.
Yeah, I never did it though, but I stand on the sidelines.
You mean, well, it was about 1970?
1979, I should think, because I was at a disco and I remember holding up the wall at this disco and everyone was doing all the actions and I thought, how silly they are, how silly, but I didn't do it then.
Oh, it's a great version of that tune. Best Smooth Jazz, how are you? This is David Bonet. For my father, David Benoit Bonnet, however you like it. And quite frankly, I'm not fussy how I like it. It's just a nice tune, ain't it? Song for my father. Now, Angie.
Yes, what?
You went to see, didn't you, Jazzy, yesterday?
Did.
Well, hold on. You went to see Hamilton at the Victoria Palace in London, just a few miles away.
Yes, I was in the West End and having a lovely time. What a wonderful, wonderful theatre. What a brilliant, brilliant cast. It's such a brilliant story about Alexander Hamilton, which you really must read into, and I'd like you to see it as well. He was one of the founding fathers, dating back to 1787. Oh, brilliant. Super, super.
That was a stage show at the Victoria Palace. If when you hear this show in the future it's still going, it wouldn't surprise me. In London town. Worth watching?
Absolutely. I'd go again tomorrow if you'd let me.
No, you see, you're making it like I'm your boss, which of course I am not.
No, you are not. You are my co-host.
No, I'm your slave, mate, I'll tell you.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, dear. I have to negotiate for a corned beef sandwich as opposed to the standard issue ham.
No, I did your coronation chicken today. Thank you, Mr. Man.
But Ange went with my daughter, Lady Camilla, and they had a great time.
Oh, we had a brilliant time. We also went, can I just say, to the Palm restaurant next door, and it's excellent. We had a brilliant waiter, and we had a really nice taco.
You fancied the waiter, didn't you?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Nice young man, was it?
A very nice young man.
Cheeky. Thank you, Angie. You're on Best Smooth Jazz. Here's Jeffrey Smith. Good stuff.
This is Jeffrey Smith with Rod Lucas on Best Smooth Jazz. Rod's playing me right now, so check out my sound with Rod Lucas.
Jeffrey Smith has a certain quality and sound, a style much like fashion. When you hear him, you know who it is. Jeffrey Smith. If I was in the States, that would be fantastic, wouldn't it? All those smooth jazz artists, including this man. I go and sit there and listen to this guy all night long. And he does know that we promote him in the sense that I play him. If you get the chance to see Jeffrey Smith, that's Jeffrey with the J, go and see him, because he is a star on Best Smooth Jazz.
BSJ, London's instrumental smooth jazz, with your host, London's third worst DJ, Rod Lucas.
Marcus Anderson. Jazzy, for your email. Well, your 2 emails, actually. I'm not allowed to monetize this show on YouTube. I never have been. They won't let me do it because I play copyrighted music. So I don't make any money from YouTube for the shows that I do on YouTube. I all started this show because I enjoyed doing it, and Ange came along and she enjoyed doing it too, and that's how we've been doing it. So in order to support me to do this show, I look for listener support. So if you're one of these rich people, though you'd never admit it, why don't you help me along to pay for the music licenses and all the other associated costs that it takes? Just go to bsjonair.com. That's bsjonair.com. If I had more donations, I would do more shows. But we don't get nothing, as they say, from YouTube, because they won't let me take any money from the advertising, because they go, oh, well, you're playing copyrighted music. Even from Cal Chader or Oscar Peterson. And if you're playing copyrighted music, then we'll take all the profits that we get from your page. Great, ain't it? Don't you love modern day capitalism? That's how it is. But anyhow, we're not being blocked at the moment. This is Kim Pencil on Best Smooth Jazz, where the world's gone balmy. Oh, a bit like yourself.
Bonkers, absolute bonkers.
Balmy.
I like that word.
We don't talk about all those things here. This is morning. Best Smooth Thingy. hi to Solar Radio listeners on DAB HD Radio in the UK soon. If you joined us on YouTube, thank you, and on Twitch. It's been a groove.
Hi man, I want to listen the music Candy Dulfer. I'm from in Morocco. Please man.
I'm doing it for you, so I'm going to do that for you. Nice call from Morocco, wherever you are. Send me a message, bsjvoicemail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Candy Dolphin for the gentleman in Morocco.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah. He wanted Candy Dolphin, so doing some for the man. You're on Best Smooth Jazz. Stay tuned to bsj.fm and our audio stream. We're 24 hours. Thank you, podcasters, YouTubers, and Twitchers too. Are you a Twitcher?
I'm not a Twitcher, but do you want to dance with me, Rod?
No, I'm too much of a Twitcher, mate.